Thank you very much, Steve, and thank you everyone for staying awake for me. Hopefully this afternoon I'm going to offer you some pearls of wisdom. At the very least, I hope you get some grains of sand to take away. Now, I want to talk today about the exit strategy, which was actually what Steve built on the invites. I'm talking more about a personal exit strategy, so it's actually how you personally can get yourself out of a business or cut down on the amount of work you want to do. Normally we think about leaving a business on things like redundancy or resignation, but if you are a business owner, how do you actually leave it? So can I have a show of hands? Who is actually a director or an owner of a business? So have you any idea how you can actually stop working? Let's put some plans into place. So, you're not planning on leaving yet. Well, I don't know, maybe you are going to be. But when you're starting up with a business, it's all fun, it's exciting, you've got lots of things to do. Initially, everything's coming onto your shoulders. So you're working all hours, you're taking the admin home at the weekends, the partner might give you a bit of a nag occasionally, but it just carries on because you need to keep that business going, and it's great fun. You don't take your holidays, but if you do take some holidays, you take your phone away with you, you take your laptop, you're always on call. 2 years on, it's still happening. You're still required to be the person on call, they're coming to you, you're the one making all the decisions. 25 years. And if that's still happening, you've got a problem, because you might be thinking about getting away from that business, getting out of it, cutting down. How on earth are you going to be able to do that if everyone has to rely on you to be able to make those decisions? We've already heard talk across the room about having wills, lasting powers of attorney. So those are things that we put in place. But does anyone actually start planning about how they get out of their business? And it doesn't just apply to directors. If you've got some senior people that you 100% rely on in a business, at some stage they're going to want to disappear off. Like Bill, 62 years old, he's got kids who have moved to Canada, he wants to go and see his grandkids. He's the guy that you go to when that thingamy in the corner is blocked, or the the photocopier is jammed and Steve's not available to sort it out. So you're going to leave at some stage, and someone in your business is also going to be leaving, and you need to cover yourself for that. So why do we need some sort of exit? Can you read that? Because I can't. You want to step back, cut down on the amount of work you do, cut down the hours you're doing. You want to maybe do something completely different. How about going on a holiday without having to take the phone, having that in your ear that says, why are you still working? And if you started your own business and you've got clients and the same clients are still with you, I bet those same clients still want to talk to you and no one else. But also, if you're ill, someone's going to want some answers out of you, so they come to the hospital and you've got to sign papers, or you've got to take part in meetings. What happens if you die when you're still in service? Then selling business, great, take the cash, it's your pension pot. I'll warn you though that if you are part of the business still, you are still involved in everything, it's not going to be worth as much as you thought it should be. So those plans to buy a yacht and moor it in Nice, maybe you need to downgrade that to a pedalo in Paynton and a caravan on the cliff. So you need to make sure that you are not part of the fabric of the business when you sell it, because last I've heard, slavery is not permitted in the UK. So what steps can we take? Well, what actually needs to be done in your business? It's a good idea to actually get yourself a spreadsheet, make a list or something like that, and identify what tasks, what jobs, what things are actually happening in your business that you need to happen. such as the bookkeeping, sales, front of the house answering phones, ordering parts, operations if you're manufacturing something that's got to be dealt with, HR, health and safety. Don't forget the minor things that need to be covered by someone in the business to make it work, such as cleaning the toilets, and most importantly, if the tea and coffee runs out, you're going to have a riot if they can't get their double espresso mocha, or alternatively go and see Julie. Once you've got that list, decide what you actually do. Now, that could be a scary list. You don't forget, you start off business doing pretty much everything. You're probably still all doing everything. So put down the things that you're doing and things that you're maybe not sure that you're doing but no one else is. And then what is it that no one is doing? There are things that other people put back on your shoulders, and you've got your list of things that you're doing, but what is it that you actually keep pushing back and procrastinating about and leaving until next week and next month and actually never get done? Maybe that doesn't need to be done at all. So kick it out of touch. What do you like doing? Now, we all like to come to work, we enjoy our jobs, we find it fascinating, we're really, really good at what we're doing, and I'm sure everyone here is excellent at doing their job. But it's useful to know how much we enjoy our jobs and what we want to do, and the same for everyone else who works for you. They need to know what it is that they would enjoy. So get a list of that. If you don't like something, there's a good chance to get shot into someone else. If you've got a team, tell them to do it. And finally, what can you actually delegate to other people? Now, one thing I would say here is you've now got a list of everything that needs to be done on the top. You've got a list of things that you are doing, and you've also identified, which I forgot to mention, how you do it. You can now delegate it as someone who's a substitute. So in a step-by-step, you can tell someone how you want it done, and miracle of miracles, they don't have to come to you anymore, they can go to someone else. So that suggests that I'm implying you should make yourself redundant from your business. And that's not entirely the case, because you're not. You're still doing the work. The work still needs to be done. But it does mean that you have now something that tells you how the business operates, how you operate, and you can actually take yourself off your holiday and do something else whilst the business is still running. So this is a shameless plug, I'm afraid. How can I or someone, a third party, help you to take yourself out of the business so you're an employee rather than having to be part of it? So first of all, someone else will enable you to stay running the business and not take your eye off the ball while this process happens. A third person can ask all the awkward questions and get the honest answers, because you know if you want to do something, someone ask someone else, they'll give you what they think you want to hear. But third party isn't going to take that. Now, I'm a process specialist, so I'm very much interested in finding problems and ironing out what's not happening in the process. So someone like me can actually help fine-tune those processes and eliminate things that you don't need if they're there. And if you're taking someone on to do specifically this, it's going to be priorities. It's going to happen now. It's not going to be kicked into touch in the next year or next 3 years or a few weeks before you actually want to retire. And finally, what you're going to get is a set of documentation that you can use for your company you can use if you want it as part of a process, quality management system, or you can actually use it as a package to show for investors who want to buy it. They say, hey, we know how this company works because it's all written down. So there's a whole lot of things that you can actually, that can help you work with that. So that's quick. I think that was less than 10 minutes.
Pretty much bang on.
So thank you for listening. If you haven't got anything in place at the moment, please think about starting to imagine yourself out of the business and ask you, have you got any questions?
No one?
Stunned.